Hi, Tony Selzo here. We found another technology company in the Midwest that's changing the way business consumes today. And I know people are saying, Tony, you're always saying that. But yeah, I'm going to keep saying that. There are more technology businesses right here in the Midwest changing the way business is done. Business, not consumers, business is done. Drive 180. I've got the founder, Bruce Martin, on, who happens to got some conflicting energy here. You got Princeton and you got the Notre Dame symbol going. So, but as I found a big Notre Dame fan, how'd you come up with Drive 180? What is the play here?
Tony, for us, we went from being a very traditional executive search and recruiting company that was focusing on jobs in the $100,000-$200,000 range. And we realized that there were so many other positions where there was a need in our industry, which is the automotive industry, that there was really no place to put them that was exclusively automotive. You could put them in an industry rag, but then you run the risk of that rag, editorializing against your company, or so there's a conflict there. And we really felt like, even though we are based in Chicago, not exactly a Silicon Valley hotbed,
right,
that we wanted to take it online, take it kind of to the mass of the U.S. auto industry, not just the executive search segment. So we started almost 2 years ago, and we've taken it online. We have a new generation coming out next week. But the play really is give auto companies the spot for those backbone type staff positions to be posted.
Mm-hmm. Well, and this is what I've been telling young entrepreneurs all along, especially in the tech space. What you guys have done that's so brilliant is grow rich in a freaking niche, man. I mean, here you're not trying to boil the ocean. You're not going after the entire, space and trying to take Monster head on. You said, you know what, this space is underserved, and we served it over here, and we recognize there's a need right here, and you built a technology to do that, and you really ran lean startup on it, and am I kind of oversimplifying the story? Or
no, you're really not. And to the point where somebody that was going to partner with us initially, just from an investment standpoint, is in the pharmaceutical biotech industry. Mm-hmm. And he wound up not partnering with us, but came back to us after we launched it and was like, I could do this for our industry. I mean, it really is, once you build the infrastructure to it, it's really transferable industry by industry if you're willing to stay within your niche and not go after Monster or Career Builder or Indeed. And like you say, there's definitely money to be made there.
Yeah. And so you built the thing. You didn't just go, hey, we'll build it and they will come, right? You started with your own database that you've taken years to build, and your partner's database, and you did some really good, God forbid, database marketing to get people there to tell the story. And then that started a cycle where you could listen to your users and your buyers to find out how to make the product better. Because you got a new version coming out, right?
We do, and you're right. That is how we started. Very grassroots. We took, who he knows and who I know, and we've kind of turned that into who all they know, and it kind of blossoms out from there. And in the last year, we've had folks. My partner thinks we need to have some more just auto industry content on there. I thought we needed to have some stuff for candidates and clients for more, their resume and connecting through to their LinkedIn networks. Mm-hmm. So, we have in the last year, we have, some feedback from clients and from candidates. Mm-hmm. And, later this month, on April 15, we'll have a new generation with some of those new, toys or features on there.
Yeah, the plug into LinkedIn is going to be huge. That ability to share and give that data. People they don't want to fill out forms anymore. If you can allow me to do that once and to pull over all my information, that is a huge hack, and it's going to really drive the more users of the site and more candidates. Because unusually you're starving on the candidate side, not the buyer side. Is that correct?
It really is. I mean, we could have the best site in the world and the best interface with the clients, but if there's not candidates, thousands and tens of thousands of them looking at it every week, every month, nobody's going to drop down any money for one posting or even for a year's worth of postings.
Mm-hmm. So data is the new currency. You're working and driving that. If you're talking to an entrepreneur today looking to start a tech company in the Midwest, what's the one thing you want them to know?
I'm in Illinois, and not exactly the most user-friendly state in the world, and yet we're doing okay. I think it can be daunting if you feel like you're not in the right place for resources or the right place for infrastructure, the right place for investment. But I tell you what, if you have a good idea and you can't bootstrap it yourself, there's resources all over the country. And we like being in Chicago. It's got a little bit of cachet, at least I think it does. And it certainly hasn't been an impediment, no doubt.
No, and this market is really about common sense. You know, it's why we invest in B2B. It's why we give people that we want to see proof of concept. We want to see early rev. We want to see break even within sight. But to your point, it does release and fund companies. It's got to make sense. It's got to have a go-to-market strategy like yours does, and they want to see the founders like yours, that have some industry knowledge and are able to leverage that. Hey, thanks so much for being on the show, man.
Absolutely. Good talking to you.
We'll tee him up when I get into Chicago.
Definitely.